we need to just focus and kind of put this game behind us, learn from it. Come in tomorrow, learn from it, from the film, our breakdowns and stuff like that. But we've got to move on and look towards our next opponents.
Any more questions for EJ?
Just one more, sorry. How did you feel like the moment? Sorry, I don't know if this was already asked, but the momentum change. They kind of got a lot of turnovers, and then did you feel like you guys just going to match their energy, or?
I think their 1-3-1, really sparked them in the second half, and they got a lot of turnovers in that. Definitely, it was the turnovers that really sparked them, and they got easy transition buckets in that.
EJ, obviously it's hard to put this loss aside right now, but how do you feel after halfway through conference play?
I was happy before this game. I thought we were playing really well, but this game, is a step back when we needed to go forward. But, we still have a lot of season left, and we just really need to be focused down this last half of the stretch, and, anything can happen. And I have full confidence in our team that, we're gonna be focused and we're gonna be ready.
Anything to them about any one of you guys to hit a shot?
No, it wasn't about our offense, and I didn't feel like it was no help. They were setting screens and passing the ball. That's part of the game too. So it was more about our defense and turnovers when we just weren't getting shots at all. So it wasn't about guys missing shots, because that happens. I had a rough first half missing shots, and it's never about that. It's just about our defense and the turnovers.
Well, there's a stretch where they're 1-3-1 or the traps seem to cause a lot more problems. Did they change something slightly, or did you guys just not see it as well as you had earlier?
I just think we just weren't aggressive in it. I think it's what we didn't do, not what they did. So not to take anything away from Oregon State. They're a good team, but when we were aggressive in it, and you got Johnny penetrating it and he kicking it out, we got good shots, we got good looks. Just sometimes we got a little hesitant in it, and they stood us up and forced turnovers.
I feel like a lot of your bad habits came back tonight, turn the ball over, guys not taking as good a shots as you could have, things that coach has talked to us a lot about.
Just the focus, especially on the defensive end in that second half. They scored I think it was 53 points in the second half. That's just unacceptable. Anytime a team scores that many points in the second half on your home floor, it's going to be hard to win and get W's.
Besides the focus, what are the sort of things you feel like we're missing that have been there when you guys have been successful this season?
Just the talk and communication. A lot of the threes they hit in the second half were just wide open threes. So just, running back, finding the man. We just didn't execute on defense like we were supposed to.
Do you think this extended layoff had anything to do with that, as far as you guys just being a little bit rusty?
That's not an excuse, especially not from. I wouldn't take it as an excuse. We just weren't ready today, I guess. We just didn't come with the complete focus as we should have, and just made mistakes.
Last week against UCLA, you guys were down and you managed to make a run, but today you just couldn't really seem to get going. Do you attribute that to anything offensively?
Well, we were actually up 6 points with 10 minutes. We went on a little run there. Then defensively, we gave them 3-3-3 right back. And after that, it was hard to get our run again. So I think the main thing was defense. I wouldn't put it on our offense. When you give a team, I think they shot 57% in the second half. That's just unacceptable. And it's just hard to win games when the teams are making way over half their shots.
This week at practice, did you feel prepared to face their 1-3-1 defense?
We definitely did. Coach prepared us well, He told us that they're going to try to they're going to put pressure on us, try to make us make crazy decisions, and we just have to beat that first pressure, and then they'll give us good shots. And, I thought we were ready, and apparently one thing was a little tougher than we thought.
Oregon went on that little run, and you got up by 6 at around 13 minutes or 12 minutes or 11 minutes, and then they started to gain some momentum. What happened in that sort of transition when they went on a big run?
Well, like I said, it was just defense. We gave them, I think it was 4 or 3 open threes, and they knocked them down, shot the ball well, and they went on a run right back to just counter our run.
that deflating? Did that kind of suck momentum out of you guys?
Well, the momentum was definitely went into their hands, and they had the momentum after that. It's like we had it, and then they just took it right back. So that's basically what happened.
You led at halftime. Was there any sense you hadn't fully taken advantage of their struggles offensively at that point?
Oh, we had a rough first half, just knocking down shots, and both teams did. But, at home, when the team comes to your house and they don't shoot the ball well in the first half, you usually should take advantage of that, and we didn't today.
They were shooting the ball well in the second half defensively. Was it lack of communication? Was it not being all on the same page defensively when you were getting into the front court? Where is the defensive breakdown there?
They shot 57%, so the breakdown was everywhere. Just lack of communication, not having hands up on shooter, not bad closeouts. Anytime a team shoots the ball that well, there has to be something wrong defensively. And credit to them, they did shoot the ball well, but we gave them good shots and easy looks.
I feel like this is a game that maybe got away from you guys. Definitely a game that should have been walking away as winners.
Well, we're disappointed. Anytime you're at home, you got to protect your home court in the Pac-12 with a bunch of teams have close records, and you got to protect your home court, and we didn't. So it's definitely disappointing. Anytime we play at home, we expect to win.
For Civil War, for you and playing, was it what you thought it was going to be?
The crowd got pretty loud, and I understand, why people have this big rivalry with Corvallis being so close and just the Oregon State. But it wasn't the first rivalry I played in, but it was definitely, you can feel that it was a rivalry game.
You went from a tie to first, and now you're in a tie for fourth. How do you guys kind of regroup after this?
Get focused to try to win these next couple of games in Colorado and Utah.
Any more questions for DeVoe?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. I came back to haunt you.
Well, it was the turnovers. I was really disappointed. We did not execute, and that's my fault. When you turn the ball over 23 times for 31 points, you're not going to win many games. And we had some awful turnovers. Their length did bother us, but that was just poor execution, and that's my fault. It's my job to get them to execute, and we didn't do that. And then defensively, they shot 57% the second half and scored 53 points. A lot of those off turnovers. You give up 31 points off turnovers, and I think 20 of those were in the second half. It's difficult to win games. So that was a poorly executed game on our part. Don't want to take anything away from Oregon State because their length and their athleticism gave us problems. But we did a poor job of handling the ball, and defensively the second half was not one of our better efforts.
You talked about OSU's intensity in the second half and how they kind of changed the tempo coming out of the first half.
Oh, I don't know. I thought the 1-3-1 did affect us, and we turned it over against it. I just really disappointed with our execution.
There was a period in the second half where DeVoe was your only player to score a field goal for about 11 minutes. Did you realize that? Did you feel like other?
Well, we broke him down there, and DeVoe, made some shots. It's hard to score baskets when you're turning the ball over. And we had 13 turnovers in the second half. We were still able to score 43 points. Turnovers and poor execution on the defensive end. We didn't execute either side, and very disappointed.
Turnovers from trying to do too much too quick, or lack of patience, or is it just bad decision making?
Bad decision making, not strong with the ball. We weren't in an athletic position half the time. We were straight up and down, and so very disappointed with that. Just the technique of it. You can't fight those traps straight up and down, and we didn't fight them.
Rivalry games have a lot of emotion. Both teams, especially early, neither could hit. Did you feel like you guys didn't do as good a job managing those emotions? Did that play into the?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't do a good job. Offensively, we had a chance there the first half to, we were missing layups. picking up fouls after we missed layups. We had 10 turnovers the first half. It was, neither half was what we wanted, that's for sure.
Did you find it especially chippy, especially early on in the game? It seemed like it was pretty physical out there.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it was any more physical than any of our other games. Both teams were, the effort was there, just neither team could execute. And then they executed in the second half, and we did.
EJ only shot 4 free throws today. Last week he shot, 16, 17. Did you think he needed to drive more?
Oh, he drove a few times, and, he had 5 turnovers. So, you've got to pick and choose your spots. And, we just, 23 turnovers, 16 assists. If it's the other way around, then we're probably in a lot better shape. Turnovers, I hate to keep going back, but that's where the discussion pretty much, turnovers and poor defense second half. There's not much else to say.
Was there a particular turning point or stretch in the game where you felt like we'd lost a handle on this?
Well, there was a couple of them, where we just turned the ball over a bunch of times, and they went down and shot pretty easy shots. It was second half. I don't know the exact time, but there was a couple, momentum swings there where we just kind of gave it to them, and they went down and shot pretty easy shots.
I know you're not happy with the result today, but midway point 6-3 in the Pac-12. How do you feel about that?
Disappointed. I thought we'd be further along. I'm not going to let the guys off the hook. We should be further along than what we are. That to turn the ball over 23 times in late January, that's not acceptable. And so, it's a little hard today, but you can't lose games at home and be in the hunt. And we've lost 2 of them now, so we really, really hurt ourselves. We're going to have to do an extraordinary job on the road, which is very difficult to do.
Carlos had a double-double for you off the bench. Is that maybe an opening for him to get some more?
Well, I hope so. He gave us a lot of energy, did a great job on the boards. Made a couple defensive mistakes, but everybody did. So, no, I thought he was very, very good today and gave us a big lift.
Talked about defensively being a problem. Is it not understanding what set they should be in defensively, or is it just a matter of not communicating, or what?
Well, I thought second half was communication. I thought the first half we did a pretty good job in front of our bench, but second half, our communication, they hit 5 of 7 threes, and all 7 of them were wide open. They didn't get those open threes in the first half. The 2 that they did, they rung up, and the other 8 were guarded. They had 7 open threes, and they hit 5 of them. And you give anybody a good look like that, and they're going to knock them down. But they went 5 for 7 from 3, and all 7 of them were open, and they didn't get those looks in the first half.
What about Garrett Sim? What's his status?
He just cramped up. He's fine.
Any more questions for Coach Altman?